Houston will defend the goal on your left. They'll be kicking off. They're in the dark jerseys. And receiving on your right will be Dallas. They're in the white jerseys. The referee today is Harold Bourne. The umpire, Bob Finley. The head linesman, Bull McAllister. The back judge is Hugh Gamber. The field judge is Ben Drice. And the alternate is Walt Parker. Now the honorary referee is one of our great astronauts, Gus Grissom, who is stationed here in our Space Center in Houston. And Gus Grissom is teeing up the ball as the honorary referee. George Blanda shakes his hand. Blanda will kick off for Houston. These teams split this year. Dallas winning here in Houston, and Houston beating Dallas in Dallas. Blanda to kick off. Dave Grayson and Abner Haynes are deep. Haynes is 28. Grayson is 45. Getting a sideline clear. We're waiting. The wind is in favor of Houston, and the American Football League Championship game for 62 is underway. Taken on the 5. Grayson to the 20, 25, and hit hard at the 28-yard line. Ed Culpepper brought him down, so we'll have a Dallas first down on their 28. The backfield now for Dallas will be Len Dawson, number 16. Abner Haynes is 28. He's a left half. Curtis McClinton, 32, is a fullback. And Frank Jack, Spikes is in there. They've got their big backfield in. 2 fullbacks in right now. Spikes and McClinton, and they put Haynes on the wing, or out in the plane. First down, Dallas. Off to McClinton at the 30. And McClinton is rolled out on his 33-yard line. Taken out by Jim Norton, number 43, and Gary Cutzinger, number 80.
Kurt, I think we might as well mention right now, I believe these people watching the ball game can hear this. This crowd is almost to the point of hysteria before the ball game began, so you can expect a lot of delays by the quarterbacks when their own players can't hear their signals today.
Second down, 5 to go for the Dallas Texans on their own 33. Lenny Dawson brings them up. Haynes flank wide left. They're in their tight end offense. They're not splitting the end. Clinton again over the 35 to the 37. Ed Hoosman stops him. There he is, Curtis McClinton, number 32, the Rookie of the Year in the American Football League and a former All-American at Kansas. He finished 5th in the league in rushing and did not play much in the first 4 games. 230, and he can move.
As Blanda, most of the time, throws the ball pretty much with abandon. He throws quite often, and I think he's thrown about a third more passes than Dawson this season.
All right, George Blanda, number 16, the veteran quarterback. Give the ball to Charlie Tollers at the 45 and to the 47. Bob Schmidt was blocking for him. Davis and Rochester in on the stop. 3-yard gain, second down 7. You'll see Toller, as Paul mentioned, a very unusual running style. He's only 5 feet 6 and weighs 198 pounds. Really built low to the ground, and he's hard to bring down. He was second in the league in rushing, or third in the league. Hennigan is flanked wide right, and Duval the split left end. There's a draw off to Toller. Toller rips up to the 49. Number 56 is Corey. And Cheryl Hedrick, number 69. Hank Stram, the Dallas coach, to the press box with his spotter.
You've just seen Toller twice, and you've seen something you'll see all day. He's always apparently stopped for a yard or 2 loss, and he ends up with a yard or 2 gain, even when that line is in on him. He is really tough to bring down. He's quite a squirmer.
Third down, 5 to go for Houston on their 49. They're in their double wing setup now. Blanda looking. Good protection. Fires to Hennigan at the 35, and Hennigan to the 32. Hennigan was tackled by Bobby Fly, number 14, formerly of Baylor. First down for Houston.
When you saw him line up as you did there with nobody in the offensive backfield except Blanda, they're all out on the flanker. This means he's got at least 5 receivers to throw to because they'll all go downfield.
Cannon and Toller are set deep. Hennigan flank left. Off to Cannon, trying to get outside the 35 at the 30. And Cannon hits down on the 26. of Dallas. He was brought down. Hit hard there by E.J. Holub. Calamini was moving out to block for him. Now they have a 2nd down 4. Houston threatening here early in this game, no score. Bland, the quarterback, number 16. Cannon left half, number 20. Kohler, 44, the fullback. And Hennigan, 87, the flanker. With Duval and McLeod at ends. Kohler trying to move in that 1st down. And he's inside the 20 to the 19. As play is resumed here in Houston, Texas, the Houston Oilers have the ball on the Dallas Texans' 16-yard line. 2nd down and 6. Houston now is in the midst of a 40-yard drive that is carried from their own 44. Hennigan wide right. Landed a Cannon. Cannon at the 15 and almost to the 10, not quite. Bobby Fly tripped him up. Bob Schmidt was leading the way for him. Also on that play was big Jerry Mays, number 75, who moves from sideline to sideline with his 255 pounds. They're at the 12-yard line. 3rd down and 2 to go for the Houston Oilers. Same setup with Cannon and Kohler deep. They give it to Cannon. He's at the 10. Out of bounds in the Dallas 5. And you saw the beautiful fake to Kohler up the middle to freeze the linebackers and then send Billy Cannon wide. The tackle by Bill Hull, number 85, defensive left end, and Bobby Fly, number 14.
That was it, Kurt. That was a nice call by Bland. A fine call because everybody was expecting the fullback Kohler to hit for that short yardage, and he faked him up the middle and drew that defense in.
1st down goal to go for the Houston Oilers on the Dallas Texan 5. Cannon wrapped up on the 4-yard line by Jerry Mays and E.J. Holub. E.J. Holub, in his 2nd year in pro football, been named to the All-American Football League team as a linebacker. In fact, you'll see 2 outstanding linebackers for Dallas today. Carroll Hedrick, number 69, also was an all-pro choice. 2nd down, 4 to go. For a Houston touchdown. They're just over the Dallas 5. We'll call it the 4. We have no score. 8 minutes, 10 seconds to go in the 1st period. Landed a Cannon, and he's hit for a loss. Billy Cannon knocked down on the 9-yard line by Mel Branch, number 87, and by Dave Grayson, the right corner man, number 45, who really fired through. Now it's 3rd down and 9 to go for a Houston touchdown.
They're both playing it rather cautiously, both quarterbacks, Kurt, but I would suspect you'd almost have to see a throw now for the 5 yards to go, and if it fails, come up with a field goal. But they've both stayed on the ground. There's been only one pass in the ball game up to now.
3rd down, 9 to go for Houston. They're on the Dallas 9. Hennigan goes wide right. Duval split in left. Landa fading on 3rd down. The pass is intercepted at the goal line, up to the 5, to the 10. There's E.J. Holub to the 20, to the 30, and Holub is tripped up. E.J. Holub nearly broke away. And he was just tripped up there by Al Jameson, the offensive left tackle of Houston. There goes Holub to the Dallas bench with a key interception and greeted by Smokey Silver.
And one of the Texas linemen made a fine play. There's Holub right there. Made a fine defensive play because he hit Blanda just as he was throwing, and that was the result of that wounded pigeon throw as you saw it fall down into Holub's hand.
So Dallas has the ball. This is their first down of the game. Dallas on their 48. 1st down. We have no score. 6 minutes, 54 seconds left to play in the 1st period. Haynes is a flanker back again. The Spikes and McClinton set deep. 2 fullbacks in the Dallas backfield. Here's McClinton into Houston territory and out of bounds on the Houston 45. Curtis McClinton, the big rookie fullback, knocked down and out by Freddie Glick, the right safety man of Houston. Al Reynolds, the right guard, was pulling for him and leading the way. There was a gain of 7 at 2nd down and 3 to go. And for the first time in the game, Dallas is in Houston territory. Well, let's see what they do now. 2nd and 3. Dawson fading. The pass to Haynes is completed. It's good at the 37-yard line. That'll be a first down for Dallas. Tony Banfield on top of Abner Haynes, the second leading rusher in the American League. First down, Dallas, their second first down in the game. With Chris Burford injured, Dallas has changed their backfield. Burford is by far the outstanding pass receiver on the Dallas team. So for the championship game, they've got 2 fullbacks in the lineup and put Haynes out on the flank. First down, Dallas on the Houston 37. Off to McClinton, get the 35, and McClinton running it inside the 30, out of bounds in the Houston 29. Ed Culpepper drove him out, number 78.
Of course, one thing they accomplished, too, by using the 2 fullbacks as the deep men in this backfield, if they're not running, they have great pass protection for Lenny Dawson because you've got the 2 big boys in there to block.
Dallas grinding it out now. They stopped the Houston touchdown threat. Dallas now is carried from their 43 after the interception by E.J. Holub. They're now on the Houston 29 with a 2nd down and 2 to go. Dawson on 2nd down throws a lob pass to McClinton at the 20. Incomplete. He did not have control and possession. It was intended for McClinton on that tumbling attempt, but it all ends up as an incomplete forward pass, and it is 3rd down and 2 to go.
He sure had it long enough as he was going down. Looked like a juggling act.
Five minutes, 53 seconds to go in the first period. No score. Haynes wide left. The tight end offense, both ends in tight. The fake to McClinton. Dawson fires. Good to Spikes at the 15, and he's out of bounds. Jack Spikes out. Mike Dukes there with him. And that was a great toss by Dawson. He had to lead him perfectly and drop it. Here's your signal. Motion declined by Houston. Dallas loses the down. It is 4th and 3 for Dallas on the Houston 8.
I felt pretty sure that they would refuse the penalty, Kurt, because it does no good to get a 5-yard penalty and then have them attempt a field goal. It's no difference from that distance, and it would give another opportunity to throw.
All right, Tommy Brooker will attempt the kick, holding his Dawson. It will be spotted on the 15-yard line. Slight angle from the far side. And the kick is good. The score at Jefferson Stadium, the Dallas Texans 3 and the Houston Oilers nothing. Tommy Brooker, who just booted that field goal to put Dallas in front, will kick off. Bobby Jancic, closest to you. Billy Cannon on the far side. Deep for Houston. It's a low one. Jancic fields it on the 10. He's in trouble. He's up to the 15, to the 20, 25, and down to the 28. A great run by Jancic. And it looked like he was going to be pinned inside of his 15. Ted Green was downfield to hit him first and bring him down. So it's Houston's ball now. First down on their 28. George Blanda running the team as quarterback. They've got a double wing, a slot, and an end. They've got everybody spread. With a rush on to Toller. Toller to 30. Toller to the 35 and squirms to the 36-yard line. E.J. Holub and Bill Hull hit him to bring him down.
That was no accident there, or last minute get rid of the ball deal, because Toller stood there all the time. Blanda was going to attempt to throw the long ball if it were open, but it wasn't, and Toller was the expected receiver on it, and he was ready for it.
That was a gain of 8 as a 2nd down, 2 to go for the Houston Oilers on their 36. 3-0, Dallas ahead. The American Football League Championship game. 3 minutes, 24 seconds left to play in the first period. Now Hennigan is spreading way out there to the left with a double slot, and Toller on the right wing. There goes Toller in motion. They give him the ball. Toller's at the 40, and he's up to the 45. He may have touched the knee on the 44, but that's the first down for Houston. Brought down by Dave Grayson, number 45, the right cornerback of the Dallas Texans. Billy Cannon threw a great block for him at the line of scrimmage. Houston on their 44. First down. Pop Ivy brought the double wing into pro football a few years ago with the Cardinals, and he has a lot of this wide open type of offense. Now they're back to their standard pro type. Here's Cannon. Frangillo trying to block for him at the 45. Cannon to the 48-yard line. Bobby Ply, number 14. E.J. Hollop, number 55. And number 56 is Walt Corey. Gain of 4. Second down and 6. Houston coming up from your left in the dark jerseys, Dallas in white. 2 minutes left to play in the first period. Dallas is ahead 3-0.
He's got to be explaining a pass pattern in there, Kurt, or they couldn't take this long. Let's see, though.
Their double wing set up again with Hennigan, the wide flanker. The throw is intended for Hennigan, incomplete. Right on him was Dave Grayson, number 45. Charlie Hennigan, number 87, of course, will be the most dangerous receiver on the Houston squad all afternoon. And the boy will be the threat for the long bomb. Third down and 6 to go. Houston in possession and trailing 3-0. There they are in their double wing again with Hennigan flank wide left. Blanda is completing it to the 40-yard line. Bob McLeod, the tight end, caught it number 81. Dwayne Wood, 48, brought him down. But that is another Houston first down.
You might have noticed Charlie Toller standing next to the receiver Hennigan right there. He's waiting for that hitch lateral. And had Hennigan had a little more time before he was clamped, he'd have gotten it off to Charlie. You'll probably see that a little later. They've worked that pattern twice.
Joe Spencer, the assistant Houston coach. First down for Houston now on the Dallas 40. The double wing setup. Toller in motion to fake the Toller. Right down the middle of Cannon, incomplete. And he was open as Cannon was sifting through. He was there at the 30-yard line of Dallas but couldn't hold on to it on the high pass. The climatic second half of the championship game of the Eastern College Athletic Conference Holiday Festival basketball tournament is going to be featured over the ABC TV network next Saturday night in place of the fight of the week. And Make That Fair follows right after the basketball game on ABC television. The Houston Oilers on the Dallas 40, second down 10. Dallas ahead 3-0. Blanda, look out for a screen here. It's the Cannon, and he's hemmed in by 4 white-shirted Dallas players, led by Bill Hall, a rookie from Wake Forest, E.J. Hollop of Texas Tech, and Jerry Mays of Southern Methodist. No gain on the Dallas 40. Houston in possession, third down and 10 to go.
As I mentioned prior to this, Blanda taking a long time in the huddle with a probable pass coming up. This is a habit that's hard to break. Blanda's been around as long as any quarterback in the business. He still does it. It's a fault that all quarterbacks have, and you just get into this habit of explaining some little thing on a pattern there.
That was Smokey Stover, reserve linebacker, on the phone for the Dallas Texans. On third down, Blanda is firing. It is incomplete, intended for Hennigan. They got mixed up on the pattern, as you saw. Hennigan was crossing to the middle, and Blanning was thrown to the sideline. So it is now fourth down and 10 to go for Houston, as Hank Stram likes the way things are going right now for his Dallas Texans team. Fourth and 10 for Houston on the Dallas 40. And here's a field goal attempt. Blanda, who's kicked one of 55 yards this year, will boot this one from the 47 of Dallas with Groman holding. Johnny Robinson back deep with a single safety. The kick is up, and it is no good, off to the left. No good. Dallas will take over with a touchback. First down for the Texans on their own 20-yard line. They have only 9 seconds remaining in the first period. Hank Stram, his third year of coaching the Dallas Texans. Dallas backfield will be Dawson at quarterback, McClinton and Spikes the deep men, with Haynes the flanking back. Urbanus and Brooker the end. Haynes is flank right. The two tight ends, as you'll notice, neither splitting. Mr. Spike gets 3 yards to his 23-yard line. Tackled by Jim Norton, the safety man. And there's the gun in the end of the first quarter of today's game from Houston, Texas. The score is the Dallas Texans 3 and the Houston Oilers nothing. 3-0 at the end of the first quarter. Dallas on top. Kurt Gowdy and Paul Crispin and Jack Buck with the championship of the American Football League. Dallas in white, Houston in the dark suits, and we'll have a second down 7 for Dallas on their own 23. Haynes, the flanker back, out of your picture right now, with Spike and McClinton deep. They give it to Spike. He's at the 25, at the 30, the 35, the 40, and Spike still on his feet. Penalty marker down as he raced into Houston territory. Looked like somebody grabbed a helmet there. Let's see what this is for. It's on the 45-yard line of Houston. 32-yard gain by Jack Spikes. And the penalty going against Houston. This one carries it to the 30-yard, 29-yard line. Personal foul. Grabbing the helmet, that's what it was. Somebody grabbed his helmet and tried to twist him down with it, which of course can lead to a very serious neck injury.
Kurt, this is generally accidental. It's just when a man tackles high. But even if your hand hits that mask and you get a finger or two on it, it's an automatic penalty. And the Dallas coaching staff was screaming real good over there, but the sideline official happened to be standing right there and was right in front of him.
Well, they had a 32-yard gain and a 15-yard penalty on top of it. 47-yard pickup on the play. Dawson on first down. Trying to wriggle loose at the 30 and runs for that sideline and out of bounds on the 28-yard line of Houston. Freddie Glick was the man that drove him out. A yard gain, second down, 9 to go for Dallas on the Houston 28. Well, Jack Spikes has been a key performer today for the Dallas Texans, injured most of the year. So far, playing his finest game of the season. When it counts in the championship game. Abner Haynes, flank wide right. The two big fullbacks are deep. It's a fake to McClinton. Dawson throwing to Haynes. He's got it to the 20. He's under the 5, and he's over. Haynes scores. Remarkable performer who can hurt you from any place on the field in many ways. Caught that ball on the 20, and you saw him stay in bounds and go over for the touchdown. That's the 20th touchdown he scored this year, by the way. So Dallas is now leading 9-0, and they score here with 14:33 to go in the first half. Tommy Brooker will attempt the kick. Dawson is holding. And the kick is good. So the score at Jefferson Stadium, the Dallas Texans 10 and the Houston Oilers nothing. 10-0, Dallas leading. They went 80 yards in 4 plays. A 28-yard touchdown pass from Len Dawson to Abner Haynes. Tommy Brooker kicking off. Cannon and Jancic are deep. The kick is to Bobby Jancic. He's got it at the 6, to the 10, 15, 20. And he was really racked up there on the 24-yard line by Dick Davis, number 86, and he hit him as hard as you can hit a man.
Well, so often these kick return men decide they're just going to lower their head and run over a couple of people, and every once in a while a tackler makes the same decision, and that's when you see those horrendous crashes.
That's Jancic there, Paul, number 23, is a little fellow, only about 170, 75. Who was hit there by that big end, Dick Davis. First down for Houston now on their 25. That double wing set up. Land on a draw to Toller. Toller running it up to the 29-yard line of Houston. Tipped up by Sherrill Hedrick, the middle linebacker, and number 85, Bill Hall.
And there again you see Mr. Toller apparently tackled for a 4-yard loss, and he ended up with a gain.
We have a second down, 6 coming for Houston on their own 29. There's Pop Ivy. the Houston coach, with a couple of his players. This is Kohler. He was slowed down, and they picked up a yard to the 30. The firing through is Cheryl Hedrick again from Texas Christian. And Walter Corey, also a linebacker of the Dallas Texans. Dallas was number 1 in the league on team defense. Houston led the league in total offense. Dallas led the league in scoring. Len Dawson, the Dallas quarterback, player of the year in the American Football League, who has been brilliant so far in this game. 3rd down, 5 to go for Houston. Landa fires to Hennigan, and it's incomplete. He caught the ball, but both feet have to be in bounds. They have to come down with both feet in bounds. Hennigan was pointing to the sideline, Paul, as if to say they were in bounds.
Well, Kurt, he did it the hard way in that he knew he was near the sideline, and he dragged both feet as he went across to catch the ball. But apparently the official who was right there saw his feet on the chalk mark.
Oh, it's 4th and 5, and now in punt formation is Jim Norton, who finished 2nd in the league in punting. He averaged 42 yards a kick. Haynes and Jackson. Jackson's closest to you. Abner Haynes on the far side. And the double safety. They're on their own 30-yard line. Remember, he's kicking against about a 15-mile-an-hour wind. Good kick, fights into that wind. Haynes calls for the fair catch in the 31 of Dallas, and the Dallas Texans now have a 1st down. On their 31, they're out in front 10-0 as the ball exchanges hands. So far, Dallas has outplayed Houston. Houston shooting for its 3rd straight championship. Right now trailing 10-0 with 12.5 minutes left to play in the first half. All right, they got the 2 fullbacks deep, Spikes and McClinton. It's off to Spikes. Spikes to the 34-yard line, a 3-yard gain. 2nd down, 7 for the Dallas Texans. Mike Dukes on the tackle, the right corner man, and Bill Hirschman, the left tackle for Houston. In the last 3 years, these teams have played 6 regular season games, and they split 3-3. Dallas is the only club in the American Football League to stay even with Houston in season series over the first 3 years of the league. 2nd and 7. Dawson fading out of the pocket up to the 35. Dawson to the 40 and trips up at his 42. Penalty marker down. And number 33, and the Houston crowd doesn't like it. And this was a highly partisan crowd here in Houston. Personal foul. Bad filing on.
Kurt, I think in this case I'd have to go along with the official. That was a little late, but what's behind all that is that those quarterbacks, everybody's gunning for him. If you can get that big man out of there, you've got the game half won. I mean legally, and he tried to belt him hard.
Dallas 1st down on the Houston 44. 2 15-yard penalties so far in the game will help Dallas. There's Haynes flanking wide as the local fans boo. Dawson is asking for quiet. My club can't hear the signals. Referee Red Bourne moving in.
Let us say this is the first in a series of these that we're going to see. A little delay.
Bourne asking the crowd to quiet down. Dallas leading 10-0. 11.5 minutes to play in the first half. Dallas has a 1st down on the Houston 44. Abner Haynes going wide left. Here's the fake to McClinton. Dawson rush to the 50, 45, 40. And he goes to the 34. Dawson has been adept all year at getting out of the pocket of on-rushing linemen and picking up yardage. He's not overly fast, but he's clever picking his way upfield. Doug Klein hit him first to slow him up, and then Tony Banfield brought him down. And that's another 1st down for the Dallas Texans, who so far are completely dominating this game. They've now had 7 1st downs. Houston 5. Pop Ivy right in the foreground, watching his team, been unable to get going. 1st down. This is Spikes at the 35 to the 30, just short of the 30, fumble, out of bounds, Spikes. Tony Banfield, number 40, number 33 is Gene Babb on the tackle. And Cutsinger also helped. That scoring of 10-0 Dallas came about as Tommy Brooker kicked a field goal from the Houston 16, 4:28 to go in the first period. And early in the second quarter, Dallas moved 80 yards in 4 plays, with Haynes scoring on a touchdown pass. Houston's ball, first down. A quick flip to Cannon to the 20, the 25, the 30's got a first down on the 31. Billy Cannon taking the swing pass from George Blanda. He was brought down by Johnny Robinson, who used to be a teammate of Billy Cannon's at Louisiana State. Well, after the Blue Bonnet Bowl yesterday, we saw quite a ball game, and then right after the game, San Diego signed Rufus Guthrie, the consensus All-American guard of Georgia Tech. San Diego's number 2 draft choice has signed Guthrie, and then just signed Walt Sweeney, their number 1 choice. A lot of interesting signings by the American Football League the last week or two. We'll tell you about some of the great college names in the country. Third down, 9 to go. Houston on their 32. Blanda intercepted by number 45, Dave Grayson, at the 40, 35, 30, and down to the 29-yard line. Dave Grayson, formerly of Oregon University, picked that one off. And Dallas now has the ball in Houston territory on the Houston 29.
And Bland is going to be kicking himself there. There's the man who intercepted Grayson. In that, you saw him stop there and sort of confer with Hennigan out on the flanker. There was apparently a little bit of a mix-up. And generally, a quarterback will call timeout there. But he went ahead with the play, and that's what usually results when there's a little bit of a misunderstanding in the huddle.
They've got Frank Jackson now as a flanker back. They've gone out of their 2 fullback system. Give it to McClinton. What a hole they had open for him as he roars to the 23. Marv Terrell and Jim Tyre were blocking for Curtis McClinton. Second down, 4 to go for Dallas on the Houston 23. Dallas is ahead 10-0. We have 6.5 minutes to play in the first half. Jackson's the flanking back. The end's in tight. It's to Haynes. Haynes is dropped at the 25. They'll be keying in on Abner Haynes all day. He averaged nearly 5 yards a carry this past season. He's a marked man every time he gets the ball. Mike Duke sitting first, and then Ed Husman came in to help. Loss of 3. Third down. And 7 to go. There's the Dallas bench and their coach, Hank Stram. Kurt Gowdy and Paul Crispin with Jack Buck again in Houston, Texas. Dallas leading 17-0 as Houston puts the ball in play on their 49. George Blanda. Completes it at the 35 and down to the 30 is Bob McLeod, the tight end. Tackled by Johnny Robinson. And McLeod, the tight end from Abilene Christian, that gives a first down for Houston on the Dallas 30.
He's had pretty good luck on his patterns down the middle all day, Kurt. Hennigan dropped the last one, but he was wide open, so Blanda obviously is sticking with what is the best spot to throw in up to now.
Now Houston asking for time as they came up.
And once again, he had a mix-up in the huddle there. Apparently, Blanda and Hennigan are not hitting on all 6 on these pass patterns, so he called a timeout, so they didn't blow this pattern this time.
There's Bobby Ply on the Dallas bench. Number 20 is Bobby Hunt of Auburn. Al Branch is 87. Ready to go now. Houston's ball, first down on the Dallas 30. Blanda to Cannon at the 30 and out of bounds on the 26-yard line. Dave Grayson, the right corner man, took him out. Frangillo was leading the way trying to block. Put it on a 27, they say. 2nd down and 7. Houston is not on the scoreboard yet. They're trailing 17-0 with 2 minutes, 46 seconds to go in the first half. Hennigan, the flanker right with 2 slot backs. Toller in motion. Toller on the inside reverse goes to the 24 of Dallas. Number 72 is Paul Rochester, and number 75 is Jerry Mays. They're the 2 big men in the middle of that Dallas line. They have a 3rd down and 5 to go. Houston in possession. And they have just 2 minutes and 20 seconds left in the first half to get a score. There's the quick one. It is, let's see, what do they call it? Incomplete. Pass intended for Hennigan. You notice every time Hennigan goes down, Paul, he's being double-teamed.
Yes, they have to cover him that way. He has all the moves, as I mentioned. He's not having a good day with his hands. He's dropped 2 passes he should have had. I will say this in his favor. Both passes are a little bit behind the mark, but this should be no excuse for a good receiver like Hennigan. He just, one of those things, sometimes you drop him, and he's dropped 2 of them.
All right, they have a 4th down. 4th and 5 on the Dallas 25. A big one for Blanda. Incomplete. And Houston's having trouble hanging on to the ball today. Duval was the intended receiver, number 88. So Houston's threat to score here late in the first half has stopped, and Dallas takes over. A 1st down for Dallas on the Dallas 25, with Dallas out in front 17-0.
The lack of being able to hold on to the ball has killed 2 drives for Houston up to now. And this, of course, really changes the quarterback's thinking, because he expects to make that game when a man is open and he throws to him. And when he doesn't, you've just seen 2 drives go to pot.
They've got their backfield now. Jackson on the flank. McClinton and Haynes deep. Dawson faking the draw. Throwing to Haynes at the 25. Abner Haynes at the 30. And Haynes is brought down at the 33-yard line of Dallas by Doug Klein and Mike Dukes, the 2 linebackers of the Houston Oilers. Their 2-minute warning now is being given to each bench. A gain of 8 for Abner Haynes. Second down, 2 to go for the Dallas Texans. They're out in front, 17-0. Jackson is the flanker left. Both ends in tight. Abner Haynes trying to get outside. He's stopped at the 34-yard line by Bucky Wegener and Freddie Glick.
And those victorious Missourians are sitting here watching their old teammate, Bucky Wagner, who played at Missouri just a year ago.
3rd down, 1 to go for Dallas on the Dallas 34. Jack Spikes now in at fullback, replacing Curtis McClinton. Jackson the flanker. They've got the 1st down and more, as coming up to the 39-yard line is Jack Spikes. Mike Dukes brought him down. Jack Spikes of Texas Christian.
I wondered if Dawson was going to sit on that 17-point lead or go for the throw here and try to get another quick touchdown before the half ends. He is throwing, but he's throwing the safe-type pass. All you've seen so far is the screen, which is the type of thing that is seldom intercepted. Let's see if he throws downfield now or just plays it cozy the rest of the half.
All right, Paul, there are 45 seconds to go in the half. Dawson right down the middle, and it is complete to Fred Arbanis, number 84, the tight end. His 2nd year from Michigan State University. That was quite a catch by him. Mike Dukes hauled him in, and they're going to try and stop the clock now. It's on the Houston 49. Dallas calling time to stop the clock. Well, you're seeing many of the stars here today who have made the All-American League teams in offense and defense, and many of these same stars, with other outstanding players of the American Football League, are going to be out in San Diego on Sunday, January 13th, for the annual American League Football All-Star Game. We'll be televising that game on ABC TV. Such league standouts as the leading ground gainer in the league, Cookie Gilchrist of Buffalo, Abner Haynes, Denver Broncos star in Lionel Taylor, Billy Cannon will be seen in action. You folks in the San Diego area, tickets are on sale at convenient locations. The American League All-Star Game telecast on ABC television Sunday, January 13th. 39 seconds to go in the first half as Dallas comes up with a first down on the Houston 49. Penalty marker down. He's throwing deep to Haynes, and it is incomplete. They have a penalty marker down.
He made a great diving catch on that, but it was out of bounds all the way.
Now let's check the penalty. 15-yarder against Dallas. This is their first 15-yard penalty of the game. Pushed the ball on a Dallas 35. Illegal use of the hands. Of course, Houston accepts that penalty. They want to get that ball out of field goal range. We're at halftime here in Houston, Texas, the American League Football Championship game. The Dallas Texans are leading 17-0. They were about a one-touchdown underdog for the game. And Pop Ivy now will have to rally his Houston club at halftime and get them back in. We're going down now on the field for special halftime ceremonies, and here is Jack Buck.
Ladies and gentlemen, here at halftime, it is time to present the awards to the Player of the Year and the Rookie of the Year in the American Football League. Each of the winners will receive a 1963 S55 Mercury convertible presented by the Mercury Division, Lincoln Mercury. Here to do the honors and to introduce the men is the Commissioner of the American Football League, Mr. Joe Foss. Let's welcome Mr. Joe Foss.
Thank you. The first presentation will be to the Rookie of the Year, Curtis McClinton. Congratulations, Kurt. The next presentation will be to Lenny Dawson, Player of the Year. As far as I'm concerned, this is it. We'll let the ball players do the talking today. Merry Christmas to you all.
Thank you very much, Joe Foss. The Player of the Year, Lenny Dawson. The Rookie of the Year, Curtis McClinton. Kurt Gowdy, back to you.
City High School Band entertaining us at halftime. The American Football League Championship game with the Dallas Texans leading the Houston Oilers 17-0. We're talking about some of the recent signings by the American Football League. Rufus Guthrie, the Georgia Tech All-American guard, signed yesterday under the goalpost after Missouri upset Georgia Tech in the Blue Bonnet Bowl. The Boston Patriots have recently signed Don McKinnon, the All-American center of Dartmouth. And yesterday, President Billy Sullivan signed Dave Watson, who Bobby Dodd has called the greatest blocking guard he's ever coached at Georgia Tech. Buffalo signed George Sames, the All-American fullback of Michigan State. Dave Behrman, Michigan State's All-American center. Dallas has signed Bobby Bell a week ago, the college lineman of the year, the All-American from Minnesota. Ed Buddy from Michigan State. Junius Buchanan of Grambling. Denver signed Tommy Janik. And Charlie Mitchell, the scat back from Washington. Oakland has signed Dave Costa of Utah. And we told you about San Diego signing Walt Sweeney. The Dallas team that you're watching today is indicative of the opportunity offered these young fellows who signed in the American League. The Dallas team averages 24 years of age. And the rookies have a great chance to make the team to develop not only an earning power for themselves, but a professional football name for themselves. And as you might figure, from the state of Texas, the music is giant. the top pennant for last year and the year before, which right now are in jeopardy of being hauled down unless the Houston Oilers go to work in the second half. As the defending champs are trailing 17-0, the Dallas Texans will be kicking off from your left. They're in white if you just joined us. Houston in the dark suits. And Tommy Brooker is teeing up the ball, number 81. Bobby Jancic, number 23. Billy Cannon, number 20, in receiving formation. Oh, here we go. Jancic takes it on the 2. He's up to the 20, 25, 30, and to the 33-yard line when he's brought down by Bobby Ply, number 14. Bobby Ply's had an interesting story. He did not intercept the pass during the season until the last 2 games of the year, and then he intercepted 7 passes. There's Bobby Jancic, who just ran that kickoff back. So let's see what's happened to Houston now at halftime. After going to the clubhouse, they're out, ready to go now. First down on their 33. Duval and Hennigan are flanked to the left on the double wing setup. George Blanda is firing. It is complete to Duval at the Dallas 43-yard line. Johnny Robinson and Bobby Ply tackling. Willard Duval got the first pass of the half. As Paul Christian will tell you, Blanda can go along a quarter, a half, 3/4 of a game, look bad, and then suddenly come out and kill you.
Particularly when Jackie Lee's in there. They give him a little bit of rest. He seems to build up a head of steam, and he comes back like a tiger.
Houston is on Dallas 44, first down. Cannon in motion. Toller with the ball at the 40. Toller to the 39-yard line of Dallas. Tackled by Walt Corey and Jerry Mays. Hogan Wharton was leading the way as he pulled out from his right guard position to block. That was a 5-yard gain at second down. 5 to go for Houston on the Dallas 39. We just started the second half with a score 17-0 in favor of the Dallas Texans. Line is a quarterback. Cannon, number 20. Toller, 44, the beat man. Hennigan, the flanker. McLeod, 81, the tight end. Duval, 88, the split end. Going out with a double slot set up. Give it back to Toller at the 35, at the 30, and Toller, look at it, goes, he fights to the 26. A human bowling ball, 5 feet 6, 200 pounds, an oil well firefighter in the off-season, brought down for a first down, Houston on the Dallas 27, we'll call it.
Kurt, he's no longer the human bowling ball. Now he's the human manhole cover. That's the latest.
Houston right now showing their best defensive thrust of the game. Double slot right. Blanda. Complete at the 15-yard line to Duval. Blanda now hitting his target. George Blanda, who, when he gets hot, the veteran, time after time has pulled Houston from behind this year when they were trailing in games. First down, Houston now on the Dallas 15-yard line. And this Houston drive has awakened the sellout Houston crowd. Double wing set up. Blanda throwing, nearly intercepted, not quite, by E.J. Holub, and that was dangerous. Pass was intended for Duval, and Holub nearly picked it off, number 55 of Dallas. Incidentally, ladies and gentlemen, if this game would end up in a tie, under American Football League rules, they would have a 3-minute rest period and then would start a sudden death playoff period. The first team scoring winning. That's in case of a tie. Second down, 10 to go for Houston on the Dallas 15. Blanda's pass, touchdown! To Duval! Willard Duval from Southern Methodist University scores. And Blanda really moved them. They went 67 yards, a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 plays. George Blanda will kick off for Houston. Houston has just scored, marching 67 yards. Deep are Dave Grayson closest to you and Abner Haynes. Blanda's kick against the wind. Grayson takes it on the 6 to the 10, 15, 20, and hit hard. Fumble. A recovery by Dallas. Dallas recovers their own fumble on the 27. And getting up down at the bottom of that file, Marv Terrell. Freddie Glick went down to make the tackle on the kickoff team for Houston. So this Houston crowd now had just seen their team score for the first time in the game. Dallas had a superb first half. And this is the first time Dallas has had the ball in the second half. They're on their 26 for the first down. McClinton spikes. 2 fullbacks in there. McClinton takes the ball out wide. He's hit hard. Number 30, Mike Dukes brought him down on a real fire-through from the right cornerback position.
Kurt, I think it's interesting to note how that little taste of a touchdown there picks up that defensive line. The Houston defensive line now is like a bunch of tigers in there. They were a little bit flat the first half.
Second down, 12 to go for the Dallas Texans on their 24. Had a whistle blown inadvertently. That's what raised the huddle up. Abner Haynes is coming out as a flanker. Spikes and McClinton set deep. Dawson quarterbacking. Dawson to McClinton, the 25. McClinton running it over the 30 and up to his 32-yard line. Curtis McClinton. That's a gain of 8. They have a third down and 4 to go. Don Floyd and Mike Dukes were in on that last tackle for Houston. They have 5 minutes gone in the third period. The score 17-7 in favor of Dallas. Haynes coming out as a flanking back. Urbanus to split end. McClinton. Dawson's got it after faking. Dawson running it over the 35 with a penalty marker drop. Flag is down. Dawson faking to McClinton up the middle. Went to his 36, very close to a first down. Now they're conferring.
I think we're going to see a defensive holding penalty, Kurt. I'm not sure, though.
This goes against Houston. Defensive holding, automatic first down.
At this moment, Mr. Blanda is thinking of everything, too. I mentioned when he took a long time in the huddle, it was generally a pass. He took a long time then and moved his hands around like he was explaining a pattern. I think hoping to get Dallas thinking it was a pass coming up, and then he came up with a run.
Second down, 4 for Houston on the Dallas 49. Cannon in motion. It's Toller with the ball. Toller met head-on at the 47-yard line of Dallas by Mel Branch and Walt Corey. Corey's 56. Branch is the defensive right end, 87. Now they have a third down and 2. Third and 2 for Houston on the Dallas 47. A new American Football League record for attendance was set today. The crowd, 37,981. They could have sold 60 or 70,000 seats here in Houston today had they the room. They sold this game out in 3 hours a week ago. Charlie Hennigan on the flank, third and 2 for Houston. Fuller is stopped for no gain. Maybe he lost a yard. He was slowed down by Branch, who poured in, and then Hedrick put the final wrap up on him. Fourth down and 3. And the crowd yelling, go, go. Fourth down and 3 for Houston on the Dallas 48. Frank Jackson and Abner Haynes are dropping back of the twin safety. Punt formation is Jim Norton, who's averaged 42 yards a boot. Norton is angling for the near coffin corner. It's a beautiful kick. Jackson takes it on the 6, and he's hit down on the 5. His motion stopped just short of the 5. as Norton's beautiful spiral nailed him in the coffin corner, and he had to handle it. Or else that ball might have gone out, Paul, on the 1 or 2 yard line.
That's right. It was definitely a coffin corner kick, Kurt, and I was interested to see Big Bob Kelly, 256-3, make a valiant effort not to hit the ball carrier because he was in there late and he didn't want that penalty flag to drop. He really did a dance there.
Dallas, leading 17-7, comes up to their 5-yard line with a first down. 4 minutes, 19 seconds to play in the third period. The hole open for Spikes. He gets about 4 yards to the 9-yard line of Dallas, where Freddie Glick, the right safety, and Bucky Wegner, the left end, hit him. Speaking of not room here today, yesterday the county here, the city of Houston, voted on their new dome stadium. The vote went through, and the erection of the stadium will now go ahead. A new dome stadium for Houston. And the Houston Oilers will play there in the future. McClinton stopped at the 10-yard line, maybe the 11, with Ed Culpepper and Ed Huston hitting him in the middle of the line. The 3rd down and 4. Speaking of dome stadiums, Boston has just hired an architect to draw preliminary plans for a new retractable roof stadium in the city of Boston, where if the stadium went through, the football and sports events to that area would be played. 3rd down and 4. It's McClinton, and he roars out to the 15. Curtis McClinton. Doug Klein brought him down. Very close to the first down. They may have the measurement. This McClinton has been a bull today, rushing into that line. Here's the measurement. Any part of the ball meeting the inside edge of the yardstick. First down.
Credit that Dallas line with some really great blocking in here. I've often mentioned the toughest 10 yards in football are the last 10 to the goal line, but this is the second toughest 10 down here in your own territory because the defense knows you probably won't throw, and they load up that defensive line, and you really have to root them out to make yardage down here.
First down, Dallas on their 15. Dawson faking is firing deep to Spikes. Over his head out in the open. Jack Spikes, number 30, was out in the open. He was covered 2 steps behind by Bobby Jancic as Dawson throws those secondary men with that fake ball.
He does real well, and incidentally, a fine call there. He finally got out far enough where they figured he had enough air to get back and throw a ball.
Dallas Texans in the lead, 17-7, have the ball on their 15-yard line, 2nd down, 10. Frank Jackson's the flanking back. Haynes and McClinton are set deep. Off to Haynes at the 15, to the 20, 25, and Haynes to the 29. Abner Haynes brought down from behind by Doug Klein. That's a gain of 14 and gives Dallas another first down.
Well, now there you see something that Dawson accomplished even with an incomplete pass. He shook up that defense a little bit. They had to get away from that heavy line down here. It went back to a normal defensive line, and then he can pop through with that running play.
Dallas has moved this ball from their 5-yard line to the 29. They're much better operating in field position now than they were a few moments ago. Dawson faking and then hit down. Dawson stumbled to set up that loss. 86 was Bucky Wegener, and 78 is Ed Culpepper pouring in to bring him down, but he caught his Spikes back on the 19. A loss of 10. It is 2nd down and 20 for Dallas. Start the clock again, says referee Bourne. Dallas, by the way, speaking of the clock, has been eating it up here, controlling the ball in the last minutes of the third period. And with a 10-point lead, their best defense right now is to keep that ball. As they come up, they have a 2nd down and 20. Jackson, the flanker, wide left. Off to Haynes, fumble, and Houston recovers. Let's see who gets up from the bottom of that pile. It's Ed Husman, number 82. Haynes fumbles, and Houston has a scoring opportunity. Houston has scored the only touchdown of this half. Houston's ball, first down on the Dallas 20. George Blanda brings them up in their double wing setup. Blanda fading on first down over the head of Charlie Toller, number 44, and a quickie. Second down and 10 to go for Houston on the Dallas 20. Dallas is ahead 17-7. Dallas completely dominated the first half, and Houston marched 67 yards early in the third quarter. Now they have another scoring chance. Duval and Hennigan go wide right. Toller and Cannon are a double wing. Blanda fires. It is intercepted at the 2 by Johnny Robinson. He's up to the 10, to the 15, still going at the 30, to the 35, and down on the 37. Johnny Robinson of Louisiana State bails Dallas out, and there was a lost opportunity for Houston. Robinson, the former halfback from LSU, coming off the field, runs that one back from the 2 to the 37, and Hennigan had to tackle him. First down for Dallas on their own 37. Dallas could have been in serious trouble had Houston scored then on that opportunity. A fake. Dawson is hit down back in the 28 by Doug Klein, who fires through from his left linebacking position. Houston's ball, second down 10. Houston on their 43. Blanda on second down, fires to Duval. He's got it. Complete at the 34. Willard Duval took the pass from George Blanda, and Houston has a first down. Duval has been the best receiver today for the Houston Oilers.
He has, Kurt. I think we've seen everything. Hennigan, who's had a brilliant year here, has dropped 3 today.
And the warrior here is for Bill Gorman, who goes out on the field replacing Willard Duval. Bill Gorman goes in at left end, replacing Duval. 17-7, Dallas ahead. Houston has a first down. They're the defending champs, trying to shoot for their third straight title, and they're trailing. First down in the Dallas 34. Billy Cannon at the 35. The Cannon to the 30, and he is stopped at the 29-yard line of Dallas by E.J. Holub, number 55, who's been all over this field today with some jarring tackles from his left linebacking position. 5-yard gain by Billy Cannon. Second down and 5 to go for Houston. 12 minutes, 55 seconds left to play. Double wing set up with 2 wide men. Blanda shoots it. It's complete at the 16. Bob McLeod, the tight end, caught it. Number 81. Hedrick and Holub teamed up for the tackle. It's another Houston first down. Houston first down on the Dallas 16-yard line. And the Houston crowd yelling, "Go, go!" Toller and Cannon on the wings. Blanda right down the middle, incomplete. Pass was intended for McLeod, number 81. It'll be second down, 10 to go for Houston on the Dallas 16.
George doesn't like to leave a good thing. He came right back with the same pattern, Kurt, the one that was completed on the play before that.
Second down for Houston on the Dallas 16.
Incidentally, 80% of his patterns have been a simple turn pass to the end. That's just down the field and turn into the open space. That's what he's been throwing all day.
Blanda on second down. That one deflected. Caught by a Houston man, lateraling out. And down, back on the 24-yard line, is Blanda. George Blanda ended up as the ball carrier on that play. Deflected. Walter Suggs, number 76, caught it. after the deflection by a Dallas lineman. He lateraled out to Blanda, and the play wound up losing 8 yards. Started out as what it looked like an incomplete forward pass.
That turned out to be one time when they would have been happy not to complete the pass.
They have a third down now and 18 to go on the Dallas 24. 11 and a half minutes left to play. Dallas ahead 17-7. Big third down here. He lobs it deep to Cannon and broken up. A great defensive save by Johnny Robinson against his old teammate Billy Cannon. The high lob pass. Cannon was momentarily in the open, and Robinson came over and knocked it away. It hit Cannon at the same time, but as legal, he was going for the ball. Fourth down, 18 to go for Houston. They're going for the field goal. Groman will hold on the 30. George Blanda will attempt to kick a slight angle from the near side. His kick is up, and it is good. Well, the score here at Jefferson Stadium, the Dallas Texans 17 and the Houston Oilers 10. Dallas ball, first down on their 22. Dawson at quarterback, Haynes at left half, McClinton at fullback, and they're going to put Jackson on the flank.
Kurt, of necessity, Dawson has had to play a little cozy protecting that lead, but he's going to have to open up eventually now.
10 and a half minutes left to play. Trying to get Haynes outside. And he is hit. Look at that Houston line charge. Ed Husband. Gene Babb, 33. Bucky Wegener, 86, all in. Well, he lost only 2. Looked like it lost more, but the whistle had stopped his forward motion. Second down, 12. Dallas has had real trouble moving against Houston here in the second half. And it looks like we've got a great finish in the making here. 17-10. Dallas leading. They were leading 17-0 at halftime. McClinton dropped at the 21. Doug Klein tripped him up. Third down, 11 for Dallas on their 21-yard line. Jack Spikes has checked in for Frank Jackson at right halfback.
Houston is edging those men up, and they've become famous for that safety blitz that they've used. They even rush the safety man at times. I think Dawson has seen this, too. The type of pass that Hank Stram might send in would be the screen.
Oh, let me point out, there's Chris Burford with the crutches, the great pass receiver of Dallas, who is out of this game with a knee injury. Third down, 11. Dawson throwing the screen pass. Nearly intercepted. Not quite by Houston. It was ended up Dallas in possession, Sonny Bishop, but Houston nearly picked that screen pass off. 17-10, Dallas leading for the American Football League Championship. A reminder again that this game ends in a tie. There will be a 3-minute intermission and then a sudden death playoff period. First down for Houston on the Dallas 49. The quick pitch is complete at the 40 and down to the 33-yard line is Billy Cannon, number 20. A first down for Houston. The fake was to Toller up the middle, and then the quick look in.
Right, Kurt, and that fake has a definite purpose, and that's just to freeze that linebacker for a second, to come up and make that tackle on the intended runner, as it looks like Toller will be, and then he throws that little look in over his head.
Houston has been famous all year for coming from behind, and they're trying to do it again. They have a first down in the Dallas 34. Toller in motion. Toller in the handoff. Bangs to the 31 of Dallas. Paul Rochester got him there. Second down, 7 to go for Houston on the Dallas 31-yard line. Hank Stram shaking his head as, oh, can we hold him? Can we hold him? Only once in this half has Dallas been in Houston territory. Houston has scored a touchdown, a field goal, and lost another scoring opportunity when they had a pass intercepted on the goal line. Second down and 7. Toller in motion. Penalty marker down. The pass incomplete to McLeod. So we had a flag drop. I believe it's an illegal position of procedure. We'll get the official signal on it.
It looked like McLeod jumped the gun a little bit. He took a back step just before the ball was snapped.
Number 55 is E.J. Holub of Dallas, who's played a truly magnificent game on defense for the Texans. He was everybody's All-American at Texas Tech. There it is, a legal position or procedure against Houston. The penalty declined by Dallas. 3rd down and 7 to go for the Houston Oilers on the Dallas 31-yard line. 7 minutes and 10 seconds left to play. It is 17-10 in favor of Dallas. Hennigan going out wide left along with Duval. Double wing setup. Blanda fires. He's got his receiver at the 10. Billy Cannon, the first down. Billy Cannon, the all-time great of Louisiana State, was hit by Bobby Fly. There he is, the Heisman Trophy winner 3 years ago. Slowed down this year with a back injury.
And with his back injury, Kurt, his running has not been as great as in past years, but Coach Ivey has told us he's still the best pass receiver he has in the backfield.
First down for Houston on the Dallas 10-yard line. Blanda rolls out, fires. Hennigan's got it at the 1. He's down to the 1. Chuck Hennigan caught that one. On a simple pattern, he went down and out. Dwayne Wood stopped him on the 1-yard line, and Houston now has 2nd down and a yard to go, not goal to go. Second down and a half yard to go for a 1st down and goal. A touchdown and a point to tie this game up. Corey Cole scores! Charlie Taylor, I say little, 200 pounds, but only 5 feet 6 scored. And now it's 17-16. Now will Houston go for 1 or 2? They're going for the point, unless they fake this one. Blanda will attempt to tie it, holding his Groman, and the kick is good. It's a tie game. All tied up. The score at Jefferson Stadium, the Dallas Texans 17 and the Houston Oilers 17. George Blanda, who just tied it up with that extra point, will kick off. 17-17 now. 5:58 to go in the game. It's been like 2 different games here today, a first half and a second half. Blanda booms it deep. Taken by Grayson in the end zone. He's out to the 10. And he's hauled on to the 15. Dave Grayson pulled down by Mark Johnston and Bill Hertzman. Dallas has been in a hole this entire second half. It was all Dallas in the first half. They led 17-0. Houston has come back with 17 points in the second half. Just like we came here on 2 different weekends to see this one, Paul.
Yes, Kurt, it was almost over on that play for a moment because there was an actual fumble on the play, but the whistle had blown.
Dallas has a 1st down on their 15-yard line. And Houston has stopped them cold in the second half. We'll see if Dallas can get moving again. Jackson's out on the wing. There's a fake draw. Lenny Dawson's looking for a receiver. Throws. Incomplete. Intended for number 84, Arbanis, as a penalty flag went down. Just as Dawson let that ball go, a penalty flag went down. It might be ineligible receiver downfield. I believe it is. I think it's an ineligible receiver downfield. Half the distance to the goal. There's the penalty. Ineligible receiver downfield. That's it.
That's a loss of a down, Kurt, as you know.
That's right. Second down and 22 yards to go.
You notice one thing, though. Lenny Dawson has not hit the panic button. He was very calm on that pass there and picked out his receiver, even though he's being charged.
Game all tied, 17-17. We could have a sudden death playoff here. Abner Haynes out to the 10. Haynes to the 15. He's out of bounds on his 17. Haynes running it out 10 yards. If this game ends in a tie, we'll have a 3-minute intermission and a sudden death playoff period. In other words, the first team that scored in the extra period would be the winner.
And, of course, both teams have fine field goal kickers, but Houston has the advantage in this case because they have a strong wind behind them.
3rd down and 12, and the wind is very much an advantage in this 4th quarter. Houston has a 15-mile-an-hour wind at its back. There's Pop Ivy, the Houston coach. 3rd and 12 for Dallas on their 15. The handoff is to Spike, the fumble, but the whistle had blown dead. At the 18, And Dallas now will go into punt formation for a 4th down and 11. Eddie Wilson is coming in to kick against a strong wind. Fred Glick and Bob Jancic will be going back in punt receiving formation. 4 minutes, 45 seconds to go. Glick is 27 and Jancic is 23. What a game this has been. A tie game right now. Not a good kick. Puts on the 30, gets a Dallas bounce, and rolls to the 40-yard line. That kick from scrimmage is good for only 22 yards. Going to spot it on the 41, a 23-yard kick, and Houston right now is in great position.
And that's right, and of course what Hank Stram is sweating out now, if they just make as much as one first down, and there he is there. If Houston makes as much as one first down or a good one, they're in field goal range.
Game tied 17-17. Houston's ball, first down in the Dallas 41. In motion is Toller. Charlie Toller is hit for a loss. His momentum stopped at the 42-yard line. Paul Rochester brought him down. And there's that E.J. Holub again, 55. He's been in on about 75% of the tackles today. You can see why he's one of the greatest linemen ever produced in the Southwest.
Played a brilliant game today.
He's only 22 years old. A lot of great young players in this American Football League that have long years ahead of them. 2nd down, 12 to go for Houston on the Dallas 43. Toller in motion. Blanda to McLeod, and McLeod's out of bounds on the 35 of Dallas. That's an 8-yard gain. Makes it 3rd down and 4 to go for Houston. Bill Hull pushed him out of bounds. Well, we're seeing a great one here, and on New Year's Day, we expect to see one of the all-time best games in the Orange Bowl, and Alabama's Crimson Tide meets the Sooners of Oklahoma. 29th annual Orange Bowl game. It'll be on ABC TV. Two of the top coaches in the game, Bear Bryant and Bud Wilkinson, matching whips. Two fine college teams. President Kennedy will be at the game, by the way, at the Orange Bowl. 3rd down and 4. Houston on the Dallas 35. The swing pass to Toller, incomplete. And now Blanda can break the tie if he goes for the field goal. 4th and 4 for Houston on the Dallas 45.
I'll tell you one thing, too, he's going to be figuring on in this case. That wind is not directly behind him. It's over his right shoulder. So he's going to be playing this thing like a golf shot with a hook, aiming for that right post and hoping to float it in.
Think he might have a little body English on this one after he boots it like a man playing a pinball machine. He's going to kick it from the 42. His kick is up, is blocked. Houston is on it at the 40. Dallas has stopped them, and Dallas will take over now. Dave Grayson rushed and blocked it. Dave Grayson, a cornerback, broke through to block Blanda's kick. And Dallas has a first down on the Dallas 40-yard line. Time remaining, 3 minutes, 10 seconds. The game is tied 17-17. The battle for the American Football League Championship. Jackson's a flanking back. Haynes and McClinton are set deep. Both ends in tight. It's to Haynes. And Haynes is dropped down along the 41-yard line. Number 40 is Tony Banfield, who hit him, the left cornerback, and an all-league cornerback, by the way.
Again, we notice it's very obvious the late tacklers are not tackling late anymore. They're so afraid that flag is going to drop, so if a man is down, they're very definitely attempting to fall over him.
If we do have a tie and a sudden death playoff, the kickoff would be by the toss of a coin. Dawson is fading all the time in the world. Throws, it's good at the 50-yard line to Urbanus. Fred Urbanus of Michigan State in his second year of pro football, hit by a rookie, Bobby Jancic of Lamar Tech. Urbanus, a brilliant tight end of the Dallas Texans. There are 2 minutes to play. The whistle blows the automatic warning to each bench. At the 2-minute mark, we'll have a timeout. And the score here in Houston, Texas, a tie. The Dallas Texans 17 and the Houston Oilers 17. All tied up 17-17 as play will be resumed here in Houston, Texas. Dallas has the ball just short of their 50-yard line with a third down and a yard to go. Third and a yard. Got Jackson out wide. They give it to McClinton. And he's very close to that first down. A big rookie fullback from Kansas University, Curtis McClinton, bucking just over the midfield stripe. This may take a measurement. Let's see. Referee Bourne looking to the yardsticks on the near side. And here's the chain gang coming out. Any part of that ball meeting the inside edge. You watch it now. You'll have a good shot at it if the players don't get in our way. First down. Dallas has a first down. Right on the 50-yard line with 1 minute and 44 seconds to play, the game tied. A sudden death of the game ends up in a tie. Jackson goes out wide right. Remember, a field goal is a threat, of course, at any time. Ball given to Haynes, and Haynes goes to the 46-yard line, a 4-yard gain. The Houston players out on the field, they better get back to get a 15-yard penalty against them.
Looked like a fumble came up there, Kurt. They thought they had the ball.
Second down, 6 to go for Dallas. The clock is moving. Just over a minute left to play in a tie. There goes Jackson wide right again. Dallas probably trying to get in field goal position here with something. And we had penalty markers dropped all over. The pass is complete and out of bounds to Jackson. They went ahead with the play. Jackson's out on the 39, but let's see. Illegal possession and procedure against Dallas. So this one will be called back. That would have given Dallas a first down on the Houston 39. Bob Wolf and Pat Hernan will be along with All-Pro Scoreboard right after today's game, featuring the 1962 American Football League All-League team. So stay tuned right after the game. Here's the illegal position penalty, 5 yards. We have 59 seconds left to play. Dallas has the ball on their 49-yard line with a second down and 11 to go. We'll keep repeating the tie at 17-17. Stay tuned. If it is a tie, it'll be a sudden death playoff. Lenny Dawson is roped and hit down back in the 40. Mike Duke and Gene Babb. Duke is 30. He went in there to hit him first. He went over him, and then Babb, 33, fell on top of him. Well, that loses 9 yards. It's third down and 20 to go. Clock stops with 53 seconds remaining.
You know, I keep mentioning this, but it's still interesting. 2 of the players on opposing sides squared off there where they were debating whether to belt each other or not, having a little idea coming up on that. And then they both suddenly decided neither one wanted a 15-yard penalty at this stage of the game, so they quieted down.
There's Chris Burford, the All-American former end of Stanford and the outstanding receiver of the Dallas team. But he's wishing he could have been in there today. Dawson to Haynes, and Haynes is hit on the 35. There are 22 seconds left to play in this game. And now Dallas, the clock's still moving. Dallas may take all the time they can to run the clock out and end the game in a tie. Now the clock stops with 14 seconds to go in the game. There it is, 14 seconds. Remember, if this game ends in a tie, we'll have a 3-minute intermission and then the start of a sudden death playoff.
You can watch on this punt coming up, too. There are 2 choices on this thing. One, it will be for the Houston line to attempt to block the punt, and the other will be the attempt not to block it, but to get a run back off. And if you see the defensive linemen in the dark jerseys take one initial charge and then start dropping back,
There are 22 seconds left to play in this game. And now Dallas, the clock's still moving. Dallas may take all the time they can to run the clock out and end the game in a tie. Now the clock stops with 14 seconds to go in the game. There it is, 14 seconds. Remember, if this game ends in a tie, we'll have a 3-minute intermission and then the start of a sudden death playoff.
you can watch on this punt coming up, too. There are 2 choices on this thing. One, it will be for the Houston line to attempt to block the punt, and the other will be the attempt not to block it, but to get a run back off. And if you see the defensive linemen in the dark jerseys take one initial charge and then start dropping back instead of rushing the punter, you'll know they've got the punt run back play on.
And, of course, Dallas, if they do punt, they'll never block better or try better to keep a kick from being blocked than this one. Eddie Wilson's in punt formation. In the gathering darkness here in Houston, we're in a tie with 14 seconds to go. There's the kick. He gets it away. It's a beauty. They should have good punt coverage on this one. Fair catch called by Jancic on the 31. Houston takes the ball with 7 seconds to go. 7 seconds. And unless we have a miraculous play here by Houston, we're going to have a sudden death playoff period in which the first team that scores will win the American Football League championship. A 3-minute intermission and then a coin flip to see who kicks off. Bobby Hunt, as we face Bobby Fly in the Dallas secondary. Johnny Robinson's in there. They're going to be guarding against the long one. Houston will put the ball in play on their 31. First down with 7 seconds to go. It's all tied up. Two different games. Dallas got 17 points in the first half. Houston 17 points in the second half. Solar in motion. Landis fading. 2 seconds to go. 1 second. There's a long one downfield. It is broken up, and the regulation should be over. There's the end of the game, a tie. We will now have a sudden death playoff period. 3-minute intermission, a flip of the coin to decide who will kick off, just like the start of a new game, and then the first team that scores in the sudden death playoff will win the American League Championship. It will still be played by quarters. Now, very, very seldom if you'll see an ending like this one. The captains are now going to meet for the toss of the coin. Number 82 is Ed Hussman, and number 70 is Al Jamison. Jack Buck is out there with them for the toss of the coin for this unusual sudden death playoff. They're trying to get the Dallas co-captains out, and as soon as we get all set, we're going to send you down to Jack at the 50-yard line. Red Bourne in the dark cap is the game official, the referee. And Red is trying to get the Dallas captains out on the field for the toss of the coin for the sudden death playoff period. And right now, let's go down to Jack at the 50-yard line.
Right here in the playing field, and very shortly we're going to have the toss of the coin as the overtime period will come about. Red Bourne is the referee officiating here.
Dallas's call, of course, with the visiting team. Men will have it's sudden death now, whoever receives the ball, and we'll start all over again. You understand that, both of you? You understand it? No, it isn't. It's a visiting team, just like the game. When you call it while the coin's in there, and call it loudly now.
Yeah.
You call it. Heads. Heads! Now, Dallas won the toss. You have your choice, of course, receiving or kicking.
We will kick to the clock.
You're going to kick.
Yes.
To the clock.
Right.
Dallas won the toss. You're going to kick. Yes. That's what I'll call. You want the call?
Well, I tell you, over on that Dallas bench, they're going wild, Kurt. They don't know what's going on. Abner Haynes elected to kick off with a club, and I'm sure that's not the unanimous opinion of the bench over there. And whether or not it's going to pay off, we're going to have to wait and see. It's yours, Kurt.
Kicking against the wind.
This is why they took the option to kick instead of to receive, because they assumed that Houston would take the win if they elected to receive. This could be the only reasoning of it.
Let's get the official rules now for the sudden death playoff. There'll be a 3-minute intermission, which we've just gone through. You've seen the coin toss to determine who'll kick, who'll receive. Dallas elects to kick. The team scoring first by any method will be the winner. Play will continue in 15-minute periods with 2 minutes between periods. And teams change goals at the end of the period. all normal rules apply. Each team receives 3 timeouts for each 2 periods, and the last 2 minutes of each half rule changes will apply during the last 2 minutes of each second period. And so, ladies and gentlemen, the regulation game has ended in a tie here. The 3rd year of the American Football League, which has made giant strides year by year. In a game that saw Dallas nearly blow Houston off the field in the first half, 17-0, and then Houston came back and dominated the second half the way Dallas had the first half. 17-17, and now the sudden death playoff, and any score by any means will win the game. The first team that scores in the sudden death playoff will win. Donnie Brooker will kick off. And deep are Billy Cannon and Bobby Jansen for the Houston Oilers. Houston trying for its 3rd championship in a row. The kick is to the 12, picked up there by Jansen to the 20, to the 25, 30, and Jansen's brought down on the 34-yard line. Bobby Fly downfield on the tackle. That's the Dallas bench. Fred Arbanis, number 84. First down now for Houston in the overtime period. They're on their own 34-yard line. And their double wing set up. Toller in motion. Landa pump faking. Wide open at the 44-yard line is Willard Duval. And he's brought down at the 43.
See Big Charlie took.
Let's go down to Jack Buck on the field.
As we told you after the toss of the coin, which you saw, the Dallas bench was in great alarm over there, and I asked one of the Dallas players, Marv Terrell, their offensive guard, what it was all about, and he simply said, Kurt, that Abner Haynes had made a mistake.
One thing, that Houston line has really been tough the second half. They have been hard to move on. 3rd down and 8 for Dallas. Jackson wide right. Sudden death playoff period. Dawson trying to get a receiver. Look at that rush on him. He throws to McClinton at the 25, and McClinton is down to the 28, but they're short of a first down. Gene Babb hauled him in, number 33. So it is 4th down and 4 to go, and Dallas in a hole all the second half. Will still be in a hole. They're kicking again against this strong wind. Dallas won the toss for the sudden death period, chose to kick off, and Houston not only got the ball, but had the wind at their back. Eddie Wilson's in punt formation. With Freddie Glick and Bobby Jansen, the deep men. Jansen closest to you. This kick is a fair catch called by Jansen on the 45-yard line of Houston. Houston first down. Remember now, any score, a field goal, a safety, a touchdown wins the game. The first team to score in the sudden death playoff. It's a regulation 15-minute period they're playing. In fact, they'll just keep playing 15-minute periods until somebody scores, and ABC television will stay right with you. 11 minutes left in this first sudden death period. Duval split left, Hennigan right. The handoff to Cannon, Cannon to 45, and up to the 50-yard line. Maybe just short of the 50. Cannon was hit by number 75, Jerry Mays. Second down, 6 to go for the Houston Oilers. The defending champs, who, as they have done so many times this year, had to come from behind to do it. And Blanda, who 3 times this year was taken out of the game for poor play and then put back in later in the game, can do about as quick an about face as anyone in football. He can be cold and then he can get hot. It's to Toller. Toller at the 50. He was met at the 50 by E.J. Holub again. 230-pound linebacker. Holub doesn't seem to follow the ball. The ball seems to follow him wherever he goes. A radar screen on E.J. Holub today.
Well, Toller skipped through and around a couple of guys there, but not through Mr. Holub in this case.
Charlie Toller's coming out, and Dave Smith replacing him. The time remaining in the sudden death playoff period. It is 3rd down and 5 to go for the Houston Oilers. They've got Smith in at halfback now in place of Toller. Well, let's see what kind of a play they have coming up. Blanda fires, intercepted by Johnny Robinson. Robinson's over the 50 and stopped on the Houston 48-yard line. That's 2 key interceptions Johnny Robinson has made. A former teammate with Billy Cannon at LSU, and Robinson also batted a pass down in the end zone that Cannon was about to score on late in the 4th quarter. Johnny Robinson stand out in the defensive secondary. So Dallas now has the ball in Houston territory. We're going to keep repeating. But in this sudden death playoff, the first team that scores wins the game. And they can score by any measure. Safety, touchdown, or field goal. The handoff is to Curtis McClinton as he bulls to the 41-yard line of Houston. A gain of 6 yards. It is 2nd down and 4 to go for Dallas. Dean Babb on the tackle. Number 33. It was nearly dark here in Houston. Been a cloudy day. The temperature has dropped 25 degrees since we started the game. But the fans have forgot all about that as they've seen this hotly contested battle. 2nd down and 4. Stop cold that time is McClinton. Penalty marker down. Flag down. That's Abner Haynes, number 28. He says we'll accept the penalty. We'll see what it's for. 5 yards against Houston. No signal yet. Offside against Houston. Puts the ball on the 33-yard line. Or the 38, I beg your pardon. 2nd down and a yard to go. 4 down. Hank Stram is steady and anxiety right now. 3rd and 7 for Dallas as they come up on the Houston 44. Tommy Brooker is split in and Haynes a flank back right. Dawson fading. And he's knocked down around to one of his own men. How Ed Houston is rushing this half. Number 82, Ed Houston from the University of Nebraska came in to get him.
If Hollop is having a day for Dallas, Husman is having the same kind of a day for Houston. What a time.
I was just about to say that, Paul. That Husman has been great defensively for Houston. And now here's a 4th down for Dallas on their 49-yard line. They have a 4th down and 13, and they're putting Eddie Wilson in punt formation. Jancic and Glick are a double safety. Kick hits on the 25 to the 20. A good Dallas bounce and roll is carrying the ball to the Houston 16 and a half. It'll be Houston's ball, 1st down. There's the time remaining in this first sudden death playoff period for the American Football League Championship. It's tied up 17-17. First team that scores wins the game. Landed to Cannon. Cannon gets it to the 14. Second down, 7. Sherrill Hedrick, the middle linebacker, made the tackle for Dallas.
Kurt, I think we can pose a question for the armchair quarterbacks at home right now. You're going to have a tough time getting out of this territory running, but if you throw that ball, an interception can be fatal. What are you going to do in this position?
Second down, 7. Houston on their 14. Any kind of a field position, of course, can be vital in this game for a field goal to win it. Land is quick, fast, complete to the 25 to Duval. They look in fast to Duval. He was hit by 45 Dave Grayson. There's a 1st down for Houston.
I have to say Mr. Blanda has a lot of fortitude to make that call.
First down, Houston on the 25. The game is tied 17-17. 5.5 minutes to go in the first overtime period. Ball to Smith, right back to Blanda again. Blanda's pass incomplete, intended for Billy Cannon, number 20. That ball was given to Smith on a draw, and he gave it right back to Blanda.
And I think we noticed something there, too, Kurt, when Cannon was about to receive the ball. Again, his back trouble. He could not bend over. That ball hit him on the thigh guard. It was low, but he can't bend over while he's running to make that catch.
This game right now, of course, this is unofficial, but this is the longest game ever played in the history of pro football here. It has gone through nearly 10 minutes of the overtime period. Dave Smith on a draw play, picking his way up to the 29-yard line. Third down and 6 to go for Houston. Walt Corey on the tackle for the Dallas Texans. Each team had identical season records of 11 wins and 3 losses. Houston won the Eastern Division of the American Football League and Dallas the Western Division. And they each split 2 games playing each other. They had only one tie game all year. That was a tie between Buffalo and Boston. And this is the second tie, and it comes in the championship game. Blanda, a little quick toss out to Dave Smith. Smith gets over the 35 to the 36. And that should be good enough for a first down. Houston has their second first down in a row as the hometown fans go wild.
These fans sound like he made a touchdown on that one.
I tell you, every yard in this overtime is vital. Dallas giving up ground grudgingly, but giving it up right now. First down for Houston. Blanda on the quick pass to Cannon. Cannon to the 40 and up to the 41. 4-yard gain for Cannon. Tackled by E.J. Holub. The beast has been the beast today. Second down and 6 to go for Houston on the Houston 41. The game tied 17-17. 3 minutes and 35 seconds left in this overtime period. Still neither team has scored in the sudden death period. If they go through their first period, they'll start the second one and keep playing till somebody scores. Double wing setup. Blanda to Hennigan, complete at the 50. Chuck Hennigan on the shoestring grab at the 50-yard line. Another Houston first down.
Kurt, this is what keeps coaches up at night. Hennigan has dropped 3 of them right in his lap, and one he caught out of his ear there. A great catch.
By the way, we have a light rain coming down now, just a light one. But if it continues, enough to perhaps make the field a little slippery and the ball too. First down for Houston on the 50-yard line. We're tied 17-17 in the overtime period. Houston has marched from its 11-yard line to the 50-yard line in this drive. Blanda faking, firing, there's nobody there. Pass intended for Cannon, who had turned in. Going out and then in, and Blanda was throwing to the sideline.
Here again you see the difference now and between Dawson and Blanda. We have not seen Dawson. There's your time right there. We have not seen Dawson throw a ball away today. And that time we did see Blanda throw one away because he was going to lose about 12 yards if he'd held it. There was a blue jersey in the area so he could throw to it. But actually throwing the ball away to save that 15 yards. Dawson depends on his own running to get out of that hole, and very often he does. Consequently, he has over a 600 percentage in passing.
Houston second down on the 50-yard line. Second and 10. Double wing. Blanda's pass is complete at the 40 to Bob McLeod. At the 38, McLeod to the 35. And finally stopped. Boy, he fought for that extra yardage. He not only caught the ball, but he picked up about 6 more yards. And every yard closer to that goal line is vital, where a field goal can win this game. There's another first down for Houston. Now they're on the Dallas 35, and what a grinding march this has been by Houston. 39 yards upfield, 15 downfield, They have now marched 54 yards from their 11-yard line. And they've got a great field goal kicker in Blanda. The pitch to Dave Smith. Smith is hit hard by Cheryl Hedrick, number 69. That was a tremendous effort by Hedrick, the all-league linebacker on the American League defensive team. They lost a yard on that play. It is second down and 11 to go for Houston.
And I'll tell you, that Dallas line hasn't thrown in the towel by a long shot either. They're playing hard-nosed ball.
Second down, 11. This is not only the battle for the American League Championship, this is for the state of Texas. All of Texas. Second down, 11 to go. Blanda rolling out. Fires. Intercepted by Dallas. Bill Hall up to the 40, 45, and Hall up to the midfield stripe. And the complexion suddenly changes. Houston had marched 54 yards. They were getting in field. Look at Blanda. He's unhappy right here at the bottom of your screen. Getting in field goal range. That's 5 interceptions for Dallas today. And now Dallas takes over on the 50-yard line with 1 minute to play in the first overtime period. I say first overtime period because if neither team scores here in the last minute, they're going into the second over. There's Hall, a rookie, and also a basketball player at Wake Forest, and a football end. He was quite a basketball player, too. First down for Dallas on the 50-yard line. They got their big backfield in again. It's off to McClinton. McClinton gets 3 yards to the Houston 47. Second down and 7 to go. There's the time running out of this sudden death period. Teams will change goals, by the way, at the end of the period. That would give Dallas the wind advantage in the second quarter. Houston has had the wind in the fourth period of the regulation and in the first period here of overtime.
So they've made that decision stand up on the kick.
Time is running out as McClinton takes the handoff. There's the end of the first overtime period. They'll now change goals and start the second overtime period with the first team that scores winning the game. So the score here at the end of the first sudden death period, where a little football history is being made today in Houston, Texas. The score, the Dallas Texans 17, the Houston Oilers 17. Now, ladies and gentlemen, we're going into the sixth period.
Kurt, I was waiting for you to say that's the end of the fifth quarter and going into the third half.
Third down, 7 to go for Dallas on the Houston 48. Dawson rolling out, competing at the Spikes at the 45-40. Spikes goes down on the 38 here. The light rain is falling. First down. And there was a big play for Dallas. They 3rd and 7, and they got a first down on it. Sudden death. First team that scores wins the American Football League Championship. Dallas has a first down on the Houston 38-yard line. It's been a remarkable game. We haven't had an injury in the game. We've had very few substitutes on either the offense or defensive team. And both clubs are still going full tilt. We've got a lot of young football players in both teams. There's Spikes getting outside at the 35 to the 30, 25, 20, and Spikes puts Dallas now in real scoring position at the 18. Jack Spikes injured. A bad leg injury earlier that allowed rookie Curtis McClinton to take his job away from him. But today with Burford, the ace receiver, a flanker back on the sidelines, Dallas has gone with 2 fullbacks in their backfield, and they have come through.
Kurt, incidentally, there has not been an injury or a major substitution in this ball game.
Dallas has a first down on the Houston 19. This Dallas club, we were saying young, they average 23 and a half years of age, up to the line of scrimmage. Dawson shaking away, fires to Spikes. Oh, he's in the open. Spikes tripped, and is he mad? He was in the open at the 5. Probably could have scored. At least if he'd have caught the ball, it would have been a first down and goal to go for Dallas. And that'll make a coach's heart stop, as Hank Stram just did then. Second down and 10 to go for Dallas on the Houston 19. in the second sudden death overtime period.
Well, of course, when you overrun the passer, as Houston did there, then you're in real danger because he pops out. He's got that much extra time to pick an open receiver. And if they keep running, as they should do, they're bound to be open, somebody, if you get that much time.
Game is tied, 17-17. Lenny Dawson off to McClinton, stopped cold by Bill Hertzman. Ball still on the 19-yard line, 3rd and 10. And, of course, if Dallas doesn't move for the first down here, they'll go for the field goal that could win the game.
And if he doesn't throw this time, he'll run for position probably, just right in the middle of the field.
Got a fairly good angle right now, Paul. He'd need to be about 2 or 3 yards little tortoise to the near sideline, and he'd be right in the middle.
Move it over 3 yards and 1 inch, huh?
Teams now have played more than 77 minutes today of hard, bruising football. There he is, sneaking forward, getting in field goal position. Picked up about 3 yards. The quarterback sneak of Dawson. He angles slightly to the middle of the field to get that ball in position. And now if Dallas puts this field goal, they will win the American League Championship. They're on the 18-yard line. Tommy Brooker will attempt the field goal.
And I think it's pretty safe to predict about an 11-man rush by Houston.
Len Dawson will hold at the Dallas bench. Dallas is calling for timeout. They want to get everything set for this field goal attempt that, if they would make it, would give them the championship and the game. Well, while we have a moment here, while Len Dawson and his coach Hank Stram confer, I want to remind you that on Sunday, January 13th, many of the stars you've seen in this championship game today and other outstanding stars of the American Football League will be in action at San Diego for the American League All-Star Game. It will be telecast on ABC television, and tickets are on sale at convenient locations in the San Diego area.
And, of course, Kurt, don't forget the Big Orange Bowl on January 1st, where, along with the great ball game, we'll see that fabulous halftime show of Ernie Silers. And, of course, we'll be seeing President Jackson Baldwin and his able staff of Beverly Benjamin and Norris Anderson.
All right, 4th down. Dallas on the 18-yard line of Houston in the second overtime period can win the game if this field goal is good. The game is tied 17-17. Dawson will hold in the 24. And watch it. The big rush is on. The kick is up. The kick is good. Dallas is the champion. Dallas wins it on a 24-yard field goal by Tommy Brooker. They had to go into the second overtime period to win it. They courageously held. There's their coach, Hank Stram, carried off the field, and this has got to be one of the greatest football games I've ever seen, Paul.
That was about the wildest finish we'll ever see. And, of course, Hank Stram is beside himself. I imagine Pop Ivy's trying to congratulate him out there, but he can't get near him because he's been carried away by his own players.
This game actually was played 77 minutes and 54 seconds of playing time. The field goal came with 12 minutes and 6 seconds to go in the second overtime period. Dallas won the first half 17-0. Houston won the second half 17-0 and ended up in a tie. They were scoreless in the first overtime period, and Tommy Brooker booted the field. There's E.J. Holub, who played such a great defensive game for Dallas. Houston had its defensive heroes in their second half. Their line was magnificent, and we just beat the darkness here in Houston, as Houston's reign as American League football champions has come to an end. They'd won it the first 2 years. In the third year of this young league, Dallas has won the championship. And right now, let's go down to Jack Buck.
We're here in the playing field, as you know, and here's Hank Stram, the coach of the now champion Dallas Texans. And Hank, congratulations.
Thank you very much, Jack. It's a great thrill, and I just can't compliment this squad enough to see the way they came back and stayed in the ball game in the second half like they did, and finally came back and won it. It was a great tribute, I think, to our squad, and we're just as proud as can we that we can win the championship and bring it back to Dallas, Texas.
Here's some of the ball players here. What do we have here, Hank? What do we have right here, Hank?
Here's Jerry Cornelius.
Very nice ball game.
Thanks a lot.
You had to play a lot of offense today, Jerry.
Well,
huh?
I'll tell you what, it was tough. Houston's got a tremendous ball player. We were lucky. We were really lucky.
Congratulations.
Really lucky at second half.
What do we have here, Hank?
Phil Forsythe.
Hi,
Freddie
Fred,
Albini.
Fred, congratulations. Fred's the tight end for the Dallas Texans. Quite a ball game, Fred. What do you think of it?
Too much.
It'll be about next Wednesday before you realize what happened. Huh?
At least I'll be home in Detroit
How
then.
about the guy standing behind you? He played quite a ball game, didn't he? Talking about Jack Spike.
Great game.
Jack, you caught the Oilers on a blitz, and that's what won the ball game for you, aside from the field goal by Brooker.
Well, they've been blitzing all the second half, and we knew we was going to catch them. After a while, we began to wonder about that fourth quarter, I'll tell you.
Congratulations to you, Jack.
Thank
I know
you very
worked
much.
very hard. You set that last one up for Tommy, and he didn't fail you, did he?
No, sir. He hadn't all season either.
Congratulations.
Thank you, Tom.
Here. Hi, Tommy. Nice ball game. Tommy's the one. Here's the fella right here who kicked the field goal. Tommy, never a bigger one than that.
No, sir, not this one.
Did you think you were going to miss it? No.
Well, you can't miss this guy, really.
You had played enough for the afternoon, hadn't you?
That's right.
What was that other one earlier this year, the one ball game, the closing seconds you won?
We played New York,
When you beat New York.
21-17.
Didn't compare to this one, though, did it?
Oh, no.
Nice going, Tommy.
Thanks, sir.
Here's Jim Tyrer over here, offensive tackle. Jim, good to see a fellow Buckeye, and congratulations.
Thank you very much.
What about this one? You ever been involved in anything like
Well,
this
this is
before?
the greatest win of my football career right now.
And we've said very little about the Houston Ball Club, and they really worked, didn't they?
They're really a fine team. They really are.
Did you think perhaps they had things going their way in that second half?
We almost gave it to them in the second half. We really did.
Jim, what about the toss of the coin before the overtime period? Was that simply an out-and-out mistake?
It was, yeah.
I'm glad for Abner's sake.
So he had a battle, you know. It's kind of hard to think.
But it turned out right.
It really did.
A little dramatic, a little more dramatic that way. Nice going, Jim.
Thank you very much.
And let me see. What else we have here? That's about it for the people that we've had down on the field, so it's back up to you, Kurt Gotti.
Thanks to Jack Buck down in the field for his fine job today. And so Dallas wins the championship, and let's get Paul Crispin's final comment.
Kurt, I don't
Saturday
think
left,
Houston
I got
has
the
lost any face. Maybe they have in the state of Texas, but they haven't nationally. They played a brilliant ball game. Dallas played a wonderful ball game. Dallas was back on their heels and managed to come back, withstand everything Houston had, and won the ball game. That's it in a nutshell.
Well, 77 minutes and 54 seconds was all over. Dallas wins the American Football League championship. Once again, the final score: the Dallas Texans 20, the Houston Oilers 17.